Hi students, how are you? Have you finished your practice on simple present tense? I hope you have done very well. Very good. Today, let us start present continuous tense. Are you ready? I hope you. Present continuous tense. It is also called present progressive tense. Let us go through the definition of present continuous tense. Present continuous tense shows an action going on in the present. Let me give explanation of the heading. Present means now. Continuous means which is going on. You have already known about the tense. So, present continuous tense means an action going on in the present. In the present is very important. It is formed with is, are, am, followed by ing form of the verb. Some clue words. How can you identify present continuous tense when you notice this sentence? The present continuous tense easily identified with these clue words. They are now, at present, at this moment, look, listen, etc. Good. Look at this picture. What are you observing? Yes. What are they doing? They are playing badminton. Absolutely right. Very good. Let me give one more beautiful example. Look here. What's happening? Running. Who are they? The children. The children running. Very good. Just take this example. The boys are going to school. Here, are going expresses the action going at present. Let us have one more example now. Look this picture. What's happening? Have you seen this picture? I hope all of you seen this picture. Can you guess the name of the picture? Yes, you are right. Satadu. What are they doing? They are dancing in the rain at present. Aren't they? Yes. Now, do you know it? Yes, Karade Path. Can you guess the song? Definitely you can. It's a chai song. Can you sing this song? Oh, so nice. Just look. I'm watching Karade Path class chai song. Right. Look at this pic. What's happened? What's going on here? The girl, you know her name? Her name is Lata. What is she doing? She is listening music. Lata is listening music. So nice. Now, structures. Let me give structures of present continuous tense. Look here. First, foremost, I want to give a structure of question in present continuous tense. Question word plus is oblique am oblique are plus subject plus V1 ing form plus dash 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 lastly question mark. Children, you know V1 plus ing form is also called V4. Simply we call it V4. Let us go through the structure again. Question words. Children, now say how many question words are there? Yes, exactly right. 9 question words are there. We have already discussed them in simple present tense while knowing the sentence part. What are they? The 9 question words are what, where, when, why, which, who, whose, whom, and how. Beautiful. Now come to the point. Is, am, are. Here you get a doubt. That is, when should we use? We use is or am or are. All singular subjects, look here, this is the subject part. All singular subjects preceded by is. Can you say what are the singular subjects? He, she, it. These three are called singular subjects. It is preceded by is in the question structure. When the subject is I, it is preceded by am. When the subject is plural, means we, you, they, then they are preceded by are. Now the subject is followed by V1 ing form or V4, lastly question mark. Let me give an example. What are you doing at present? Now let us check this example with the structure. In the place of question word, we use a question word what. In the place of helping verb, we use are. Why I used here are? Just go with the subject. The subject is you. It is always plural. So the plural subjects are preceded by are in the present continuous tense. And it is followed by V1 do and ing form. Doing is also called V4. Then the question is, what are you doing? So this is question. Children, you know the answers are of two types always. What are they? Affirmative and negative. Let us check affirmative and negative structures in present continuous tense. Affirmative structure is subject plus is oblique am oblique are plus V1 ing form, lastly full stop. It is positive statement. In the negative, subject is oblique am oblique are plus not plus V1 ing form plus lastly full stop. Can you distinguish the difference between affirmative statement and negative statement? There is a slight difference. In the affirmative statement, there is no negative word, whereas in the negative statement, there is only one negative word between helping verb and main verb. That is the striking difference between these two sentences. Let me give two examples. What's going on now? Yeah, I'm learning English grammar now in affirmative statement. In the negative statement, I'm not learning English grammar now. It is called negative statement. Children, look at the picture. Would you observe? Yeah, a girl is thinking something. Something is written on the left top corner of this picture, that is studying abroad. Okay, apply for student visa. Let's go through the rule. Rule B, present continuous tense is also used to express the near future action. Students, have you remember simple present tense is also used to express pre-planned or near future actions. In the same manner, sometimes in our day-to-day life situations in spoken English, we use present continuous tense also for expressing near future actions. Let us take some examples. The first example, my sister, who is she? She is my sister. My sister is, children, why should I use here is? Because my sister is singular third person. Always singular subjects and third persons followed by is only. So, my sister is going to study in abroad. Children, do you think is she studying now? No, she is thinking. She wants to study in abroad. So soon she goes for foreign and there she is studying. Next example. Look at this picture. What do you observe in this picture? Check. We are going to construct a new house soon. So this is a constructing house. So shortly we are going to construct a complete new house. Let me give one more beautiful example. Look here. Some important rules of using continuous form of the verb or verbal noun. Children, most of the students, most of the grammar books tells us simple present tense, present continuous tense is used only for present going actions and near future actions. But we need to know about present continuous tense is more. Let us learn in detail. So, let me explain in detail about the use of this tense. Some important rules of using continuous form of the verb or verbal noun. Children, have you ever heard the sound verbal noun? Of course, let me explain. Verbal noun is nothing but a verb with ing form which is used as a noun. Yes, when a verb with ing form used as noun, that is called verbal noun. Let me give one or two examples. For example, my brother is smoking. In this sentence, is smoking, especially smoking is a verb, continuous verb. But if I say the same, using the same smoking in this manner, smoking is injurious to health. In this sentence, the word smoking becomes as noun. But actually, the word smoking belongs to the parts of speech of verb. But here I am using this verb as a noun, then it is called verbal noun. I hope you understand. Let me give one or two examples. Dancing. For example, she is dancing. In this sentence, dancing is verb. But dancing is good for health. In this sentence, dancing is known as verbal noun. Okay, let's go through this rule. After the expressions like, children carefully listen, accustomed to, habituated to, averse to, addicted to, look forward to, used to, preceded by, become, and be forms like is, are, am, was, and were. We must use verbal noun. Come again. I repeat. Accustomed to, habituated to, averse to, addicted to, look forward to, used to, preceded by, become, and be forms like is, are, am, was, were. We must use verbal noun. Let me explain with beautiful examples. Look these comparison, incorrect sentences and correct sentences. Incorrect sentence. She is habituated to sing, but it is wrong. What's correct? She is habituated to singing. And they are addicted to drink wine. They are addicted to drinking wine. Look the third example. I look forward to see you. I look forward to seeing you. Children, do you notice the difference between these two? After to, usually we use V1, that is called to infinite. We can learn it in the parts of speech. But when you used habituated to, addicted to, forward to, such phrases, you must use verbal nouns: singing, drinking, seeing. This is the rule involved here. But I give some examples. Look here, he used to drink wine. Why don't I use here drinking? Do you know, children? Whenever you use helping verbs is, are, and other, then only we use drinking, singing. If we do not use any helping verb with these phrases, then we have to use only infinitive, plain infinitive: drink, sing, like. I think you understand. Of course, it has some level of difficulty, but please try to learn these. Let me give one more beautiful rule. The second rule: the following verbs use verbal nouns as an object. Children, you know, here I gave some verbs. All these verbs definitely have some verbal nouns as object. I hope all you have aware about objects. Let me give some examples. Look once, let us go through these: avoid, start, stop, miss, intend, like, dislike, love, hate, finish, begin, enjoy, mind, prefer, etc. After all these verbs, we must use verbal nouns as object. Look some example. She avoided to see him. Here I use avoid as verb. So after this we must use verbal noun. She avoided to see him. What is the correct sentence? She avoided seeing him. In this sentence, seeing is as verb, used as verb. Object. Second example: I love to swim in the sea. I love swimming in the sea. He hates to tell lies. He hates telling lies. They stop to work to take rest. They stopped working to take rest. My brother intends to go to the States. My brother intends going to the States. The third rule in present continuous tense: the following verbs are used with an object followed by present participle. Boys, I think all of you know what is present participle. Present participle is nothing but V1 ing form. What are the verbs? Let's see. See, hear, feel, notice, watch, find, observe, keep, catch, etc. Let us check the examples. We saw Gopal to cross the bridge. The right sentence is: we saw Gopal crossing the bridge. Children, here the article th, the, is wrong. So we saw Gopal crossing the bridge. Again here G is capital letter. I heard somebody to knock the door. I heard somebody knocking at the door. Children, let me give detailed explanation here. The detailed explanation is: here saw, heard, keep, the past form of the keep, kept, watched, observed. All these verbs have objects. What are the objects? Gopal is object, somebody is object, her is object, them is object. So, these objects followed by verbal nouns. Look here. Gopal is followed by crossing, somebody is followed by knocking, her is followed by waiting, them is followed by playing, here her is followed by dancing. I think you understand all these. Next. So, with this present continuous tense is finished, now we enter into present perfect tense. Present perfect tense shows an action just completed. Children, you know, some actions are completed in the present only a few moments ago. So, with such incidents, such actions, we must use present perfect tense only. It is formed with the have or has followed by the past participle of the verb. You know, the V3 form of the verb is called past participle verb. We easily identified present perfect tense with the help of have or has. Next, it is used with the expressions like just now, till now, so far, yet, already, recently, never, ever, before, etc. Sometimes for and since also used in present perfect tense. I want to tell one more important thing. Present perfect tense has a connection with an action started in the past and it results in the present. Right. Look here. Have, has and had are called perfect forms. I repeat, have, has and had are called perfect forms. Have and has are called present perfect forms and had is called past perfect form. After the perfect forms, we must write the past participle of the verb. We have already discussed it. Look, structures in the present perfect tense. Question structure. Question word have oblique has plus subject plus V3 plus dash 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 question mark. Children, if the subject is plural and I also, have is preceded. If the subjects are singulars, for example, singulars and third persons, means he, she, it is preceded by has. Good. Let me give an example. Have you finished your homework? Here I omitted question word. I started the question with the helping verb. Such kind of questions are called yes or no type questions. Have you finished your homework? It is the question sentence. How many answers usually there? There are two usual answers. One is affirmative answer. The second one is negative answer. The affirmative structure is subject plus have oblique has plus V3 plus dash 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 full stop. The negative structure is subject plus have oblique has plus not plus V3 plus dash 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 full stop. Children, do you notice the difference between affirmative and negative? Yeah, you are right. The negative word not is the only difference between these two structures. Where does it locate? It locates in between helping verb and the main verb as present continuous tense. Not only in present continuous and present perfect, but all tenses usually negative words come between helping verbs and main verbs. Let us check two answers. I have finished my homework. just now. I haven't finished my homework yet. These two are the answers for the question given above. Look at this pic. What do you observe? Please watch carefully. What is he doing? Yes, you are right. It's bicycle. Where does he bring it? I have bought a bicycle just now. He told us I is followed by have and it is followed by past participle bought. Do you know the three forms of verb? Buy, bought, bought. A bicycle just now. Good. Look, what do you observe in this picture? Do you think he is the patient of COVID? Of course, may or may not. Do you think he joined the hospital at present? No. He has been ill since last week. I think he joined the hospital last week. He hasn't recovered yet from his illness, so he is still in the hospital. That is a link between the past to present in the present continuous, present perfect tense. Look this. Oh, he thrown away all and catch one. Do you think he is an intelligent? Now let's check the example. I have never seen such an idiot because he lost all the eggs except one. Finally he lost it. He broke it. Next. Look this beautiful video clipping and tell me what do you observe. Yes, it's Qutb Minar and Humayun's tomb and it. Yeah, you are right. It's Red Fort. Yes. Children, what do you think? Where do all these locate? All these are located in, yeah, right, in Delhi. Children, my question is, have you ever been to Delhi? If you want to ask somebody a question in present perfect tense, whether they visited Delhi or not, you have to use present perfect tense and you make it in such a sense. That is, have you ever been to Delhi or Agra or America or Hyderabad, etc. Yes, right. The difference between simple past tense and present perfect tense. Children, usually many students get confused between simple present, past tense and present perfect tense. You know, both have a small and a slight difference. That is, let me explain with beautiful examples. I completed my graduation in 1994. I have completed my graduation in, here in and 1994 are omitted. Let us check one more example. The bus has left for Hyderabad an hour ago. The bus has left just now. Look here, the difference between the simple past tense and present perfect. Have you checked the difference? Yes. The difference is when, 1 minute, in and 1994 both are wrong, because in the present perfect tense we do not show or indicate the exact time. Let me explain the difference. If we mention time of an action in the first example in 1994, then it is called simple past tense. If we do not mention the time of an action like this, we do not mention here this then it is called present perfect tense. In the second example, we clearly understand the bus has left for Hyderabad an hour ago. Here I mention an hour ago, it's an exact time, so it is called simple present tense. In the second sentence, I do not mention the time, then so it's called present perfect tense. I think you understand the difference between the present perfect tense, simple past tense. Okay, come to the next and the last in the series of present tense, that is called present perfect continuous tense. It's also one of the important tenses in the one of the parts of the tenses. Yeah, it shows an action started in the past and is still continuing. Look, boys, present perfect tense also, there is a connection between the past and present. In the present perfect continuous tense, it clearly shows the action started in the past and still it continuing. The second rule, it is formed with have or has plus been plus continuous form of the verb. It means V4. Next, it is used with the prepositions like for and since, showing the time. I repeat, it is used with the prepositions like for and since. These two prepositions shows us the time. So students usually get confused when should we use for, when should we use since. So I give clarity here. For is used for period of time like 10 years, 20 years, 2 hours, an hour, 3 days, a long time, several years, etc. But since is used for particular time, point of time, that is called point of time, like 1980, 1975, 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, last morning, 15th March, last Monday, yesterday, etc. If we notice these exact times, we must use since. If we notice the periods like 2 years, 3 years, 1 hour, 2 hours, we must use for in present perfect continuous tense. Look here. We should use a present perfect continuous tense with the phrase how long in the question. Whenever you want to ask a question in present perfect continuous tense, you can use the phrase how long. Let me give one beautiful example. How long have you been working in this institute? I repeat, how long have you been working in this institute? Answer. Check this. Look at this picture. What's going on? Yeah, it's a railway station. What are they doing? Yes, you are right. They are waiting for train, no doubt. If you want to ask a question, then how long have they been waiting for train? Then there are two answers. That is, they have been waiting for train for 3 hours. It is called period of time. Why should we call period of time? Because here I used the preposition for, which indicates time, and the period 3 hours. The same sentence, look the same sentence. They have been waiting for train since 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is the exact time, so it's called point of time. That's why I used here the preposition which shows time, since. Yeah, next. Look at this clipping. What are they doing? Yeah, it's an office. They're doing work. So, my questioning, how long have they been working? For my question, the answer is they have been working for 4 hours. Next example. Look this video clipping. What's happening here? Here, raining. It's raining. My question is, how long has it been raining? Check the answer. It has been raining all the day. Good. Now, look this video. What do you observe? A girl sitting in a library, and what's she doing? Yes, she is reading. Here my question is, how long has she been reading? The answer is, she has been reading in library for a long time. Good. Children, so the present tense is completed. I will be giving you the worksheets. Do practice and say the answers.